Welcome everybody to the Manga Alert podcast. Joining me this week, we have the lovely Sly Warlock, our lovely guest that we always love having on this show. Introduce yourself.
Howdy, y'all. My name is Apollo, and I like Dungeons and Dragons. You know, I just can't get enough of them dragons. You know me.
And the bit. Next up, I'd like, as a secondary reminder, we are the #1 best podcast in the manga community, and so great that we have our own Spotify. Introducing my lovely co-hosts, the lovely Gear Third Manga Reviews.
Oh, hey guys. Just hanging out here in Canada doing my thing. Have you guys read Splatoon, by the way?
Ending the bit, and our lovely other co-host, the lovely Shrug Pod.
Oh, praise Jesus, amen. I'm just down here in Utah with my Mormon family. Amen. Hallowed be his name.
And I am Old Shaman. I am one of the founding fathers of the manga community. I love Gakiga. Anything that isn't shonen post 2000. I do like cigars. I'm a little bit of a pompous jerk, but hey, let's get this lovely intro on the way.
It's almost time, kids. The clock is ticking. Be in front of your TV sets for the Horathon. And remember the big giveaway at 9. Don't miss it. And don't forget to wear your masks. The clock is ticking. It's almost time.
Welcome, everyone. I hope you enjoyed our nice Halloween bit at the beginning there. If you couldn't tell, we were all playing different parts. It was really funny.
I couldn't tell anyone apart.
We're actually here today with Shrug, myself, Gear. We have Apollo, who decided to delete his YouTube channel, but we'll get into that later, I guess. We're here with Base Senpai as well. Unfortunately, we couldn't get Shaman on for the second time in a row, and I think Base should tell this story because it's kind of his fault why Shaman's not here. So
how do I start this conversation? Well, let's be honest here.
Car.
You know what? Shaman read Kengan Ashura, but he refused to read Kengan Omega. He did read Ashura in 2 days, and then had the audacity to claim that he didn't like it, which blows my mind. So I decided to take a trip up to Las Vegas and just have a talk with him, and I haven't seen him since.
Yeah, he is missing. We have not heard from him in weeks now. So, if you're in the Las Vegas area and you see him, please let us know because it's very important.
Oh, yeah, just please.
To our credit, we have messaged him several times, but he just doesn't answer.
Well, yeah, because he's missing.
I was just trying to, let him know that, we have reached out, but it hasn't worked out too well.
Maybe he lives in Nevada. Maybe he was abducted by the aliens.
I'd say there's aliens in Nevada.
That probably makes sense.
Or that it's all just a front and they're really somewhere else.
Maybe. I mean, he might have even opened up his own cigar lounge. Who knows?
I bet he's still smoking right now. Just
probably.
He is.
Yeah. He's probably sitting in some, trunk, or some car or something and smoking a cigar. Probably an expensive one.
He's not
You
smoking.
said truck, I mean car, and trunk, and I'm like, is he? Oh, great.
Nah, he wouldn't be doing that.
What happened?
He's lost. Don't worry about it.
Yeah, it's fine.
We'll find him. I'm sure he'll be here. Maybe because we have our next podcast will be the top sales of the year, and we've all made a goal to basically have read at least a little bit of every single series on that list. So maybe he's just off in the woods somewhere, reading Demon Slayer, and he just can't get enough of it.
Yeah.
I need to start on that promise.
Yeah, you have to read quintessential quintuplets.
I bet he
too.
even subscribed to Shonen Jump app just so he could read it.
Oh, probably. So it's Halloween, the day you guys are listening to this. Hopefully, we got a nice spooky cast planned. We're going to be telling a whole bunch of scary stories about manga. I hope you guys brought some good ones because I don't really have any.
Put all the weight on our shoulders. I see how it is.
Oh, I've read some scary stuff recently. I'm not gonna lie.
Tell us, Space.
What have you been reading recently?
Well, I decided, you know what? It's time. They finally finished what we call translating Baki. Now, I've never seen, like, I thought Battle Royale Ultimate, like, had the worst translation I've ever came across in a manga. I was wrong. Baki, on the other hand, is an abomination. I've never.
Can you give us like a 1 to 10 rating on that, bud?
Oh my! Base has been sharing screenshots from Baki. There is a scene in the translation where and this isn't like hasn't been officially translated. It's all like fan translators. There's a scene where they reference Miyamoto Musashi, and they just have a panel from Vagabond pasted onto the page.
You have got to be. Are you serious?
I'm not. Like, this is actually. They're like, hey, Miyamoto Musashi, the samurai, and then it just cuts literally on the page to the Vagabond character.
Is that like photoshopped inside the manga translation? Or...
Well, yeah, it wasn't in the original manga. The translators put it in there.
So let me just.
It makes it better.
Let me just give you some context to some of the shenanigans that are in this translation.
While he's doing that, I do want to say that the art in Baki is fucking trash.
Oh yes, I'm gonna get to that. That's what I was just going to keep going into that. But anyway, still, I was rudely interrupted by the guest of this show.
I don't understand about him.
So, I was reading it, and Baki is referenced. Like, he's compared to Musashi Miyamoto, and then all of a sudden, like, you can tell Baki's art is bad. It's terrible. It is nowhere near as good as Kengan Ashura, and anyone who says otherwise obviously has zero, doesn't have an eye for the finer things in life. But I digress. And all of a sudden, you just see Miyamoto Musashi, and it's badly drawn, and then all of a sudden it goes into Vagabond's art. It's just copy and paste it on there with all the, and then it goes back. It probably jumps back and forth a few times between Vagabond's art and Baki art, and it is so jarring that, and this is, granted, this is almost like 70, 80 volumes in, but it is so bad. You have recap, like, they're too lazy to even recap. You can see some.
I saw those.
You just have, and then what's worse is you have, so they decide to translate. What's the language that reads down? Is that kanji? Or is that, there's another one?
I think it's Kirigana.
Hiragana. Okay, so how they do it in the Baki translation is they actually...
Isn't that how you say it?
I don't know what it is. I'm not Japanese. I'm not a weeb. Anyways, when it goes down, they actually write the letters down. It's like a straight line down, and it's one letter down, and they do it in English, and it's like 5 lines. It is so bad. I'm serious.
Do they do it the right to left like the panels are? Or?
You know how like people will like remove, like scanlations will like remove text and then just like insert the English? All they're doing is going on Paint and just wiping, like erasing the background and then just planting it on. And then some of them are so lazy that they're just putting the text over the Japanese and just like having a white outline. It's so bad. It's like,
Yeah.
it's
that
terrible.
sounds like a grand time.
And that's not even talking about the art, the story. Okay, I thought it was a little bit funny at first. Baki likes to do this thing where they like to fast forward and interview people after like a certain fight. But in Son of Ogre, it's almost like every single arc, or every single fight, and this is a fighting manga, so there's a lot of fights. It's like they just jump into, like they're in a prison battle, and they've interviewed 6 prisoners about this battle. They're not even showing the fight. They're just talking about it. They're just eyewitness accounts from it. It is so bad. I don't know, some of the people in this Discord server, Gears Discord server, they're on crack, they're on drugs, and then they have the audacity to talk about it in another Discord, and those weenies come over and defend it and then call me a beta who's a little bit too invested into it when they're coming over and defending their series. I'm just saying, it's a little bit of they're contradicting themselves. And don't even get me started on Pickle. This caveman is the stupidest thing I've ever seen in my life.
Those weenies.
Is that the guy with the dinosaur?
Yeah, he's a dinosaur. He fights dinosaurs.
While we're on the track of trashing Baki, I don't know if you'll remember it by my description, but it's a specific panel, and the panel is weird as hell. It's like he's got these super long legs and they bend in a weird way, and like this rhino is charging him. Do you remember that panel?
Yeah, that's the dinosaur one I was talking about.
Oh, okay. No, I know it was Baki, but it was like the worst art I have ever seen. And you've posted a lot of Baki clips or screenshots that were terrible.
The only thing that's the only thing some of the people in the Discord server say is it's hand drawn. It's hand drawn. It's hand drawn. And I'm over here like I'm like it's so terrible.
Hand drawn.
It's so bad. It like they say it's like muscles. Like I've never seen legs look like this. I've never seen sumo wrestlers look like. Honestly, it took me 85 chapters, but finally Baki's having dinner with his father, and it just hit me. Baki is autistic. The way
I don't think you can say that here.
I'm pretty positive because how he talks is just like, is Dad gonna like the tea I made? Does he like it? Oh, he's eating it. He's eating my food. He's being nice. Like it is so bad. And they're doing Game of Thrones as well. They're jumping through 3 different storylines, and none of them are interesting.
I don't.
Baki and it.
Now, I would like to point out something though. In a recent video Based made, he claimed to have really enjoyed Baki so much that he bought the Japanese volumes. So, what's your response to that?
I own 1 Baki volume, and I bought it before to put it on a top 20 list because I originally read the first 23 volumes before Kengan Ashura. And because I had to stop because that's when the translation stopped because no one cared about this series to continue translating it. So I stopped, and now it recently got finished because all of a sudden all they did was take the 4chan post and then just insert it. It's so bad. But yeah, it's good. I enjoy my time with Baki, but there is just no feasible way that you can say it's better than Kengan Ashura because it's not. Because there's all the dynamics. In Kengan Ashura, they're built up. Everyone was viable in a sense, except maybe Maki and like some other people. Like there's very few jobbers. In this one, everyone is just fed to Baki, and then whoever Baki is getting beat by, his father just comes in and just spanks him. It's only Baki and Yujiro. No one else matters in this. It's a complete waste of time. I've spent 90 volumes getting to this fight, and at the very start of the fight, they're having dinner, and he's getting spanked by his father. It is the weirdest manga I've ever read.
Like literally, like
he's bending him over and spanking him. He said, "You're being a naughty boy," and this is literally to his 18-year-old son who has never had a father before, and his mother didn't love him. This is the weirdest.
Wait. He has a father, but he doesn't have a father? What?
This was a mistake.
His father was never around because he was off doing another thing, and his mother did whatever the husband said, and the father wanted her to raise the perfect fighting machine to feed to the father, and she was pissed off.
Wait, what?
And that Baki couldn't beat him, and then the father killed her, and then I don't know, and Baki was running.
Am I the only one that's lost? Like, is anyone else lost? Like,
listen,
I feel like
this is
like
a 100-volume plus
separate
series. Okay, the lore runs deep. Okay,
100 volumes.
I just want
Baki?
to make a public announcement. Joft, you're a fucking idiot for liking this manga. I don't understand a single thing that he's talking about right now.
Well, that's pretty mean. That's a big call out to someone who can't defend himself.
He can defend himself as much as he wants on Halloween.
Hey man, it's called comment comeback. Just I guess just go in the comments. I guess.
What is he gonna say? He's gonna be like, "Oh, Baki better than Kengan," and then he's gonna list off what? He's only gonna say Yujiro and Baki is good, and I'm gonna be honest. Apparently this is a 100 chapter fight. It spanned like 2 years. Think about it. One fight spanned 2 years.
Is this One Piece now? What?
I'm more of a I don't know. I'm more of a Real Steel type of guy myself.
Think about it.
Like
From
the movie
volume
Real Steel?
30, from volume 30 to 37, these guys are fighting. 7 volumes.
Wow, that's crazy.
7 volumes is 100 chapters? Hold on, what?
Well, it could be. It depends.
Well,
how
it's
long
like
they are.
70, 80, whatever. It's the same thing. It's a little bit over exaggerated, but the point is, it took 80 chapters for this one fight. What's even worse, you knew how strong this motherfucker was at the beginning of the series, and 80 volumes later, they spent 9 chapters telling this guy is so strong. He got struck by lightning and nothing happened. That was the whole chapter. He got struck by lightning, and the news team is like, "Oh my god, he got struck by lightning." That was literally a 19-page chapter. Nothing else happened. They explained the lightning conductors through his whole body. The lightning had nowhere to escape because Yujiro is so powerful, he just wouldn't let it escape. I don't know, dude. It is so bad. And you know that picture I posted last night of him veiny as hell? He got slapped, and the skin is the biggest organ and the most sensitive organ, and that's his pain face. He held it in. I'm done. I'm done.
All right, Baki, everyone, check it out.
Everyone, yep, good job. Woo! All right, that was a great.
Yeah, there's a reason why this
Yeah.
have an English release. Yeah.
So, Apollo, what have you been up to?
Wait,
What have you been
pause.
reading?
You're lying. It does have an English release, but however, it starts at volume 43. They didn't even care about the first 42 volumes. Now I'm done.
All right,
Yeah, based.
Yeah.
Apollo, how's it going? You keeping up with Ghost Reaper Girl?
No. I told you this a month and a half ago. I dropped it at the 3rd chapter.
Sure.
I did. Anyway, I am keeping up with one. It's not really a horror manga, I guess. It's Kaiju number 8. I really like it, but reading it chapter to chapter is terrible because it's kind of slow paced. Anyway, so I don't have a horror manga per se, but I do have a horror experience. So about 4.5 months ago, I would say, probably
Gee
close to there.
whiz.
I was on Twitter, minding my own business when I came across this Twitter thread about Bleach, and these Bleach fans were talking about how Ichigo and all these other characters are like the strongest characters in all of manga, and we had a quote unquote one of those versus battle competitions in the comments, and they kept on telling me we were going around in circles, and I told them to give me proof on certain things, and they just kept on sending me the exact same screenshots that didn't actually prove anything. So they got mad, and they ended up reporting my account. This was the original Apollo Gray account I opened back in 2015. So that one got banned. I'm like, all right, well, fuck it, whatever. So then a month later, actually 3 weeks later, after I had just opened another Apollo Gray account, I got into a fight with about Bleach, of all things, as well as the shoujo girls that suck on base dick every other day on Instagram, about how this was simultaneously happening. I was talking about how shoujo manga doesn't sell well, and Base will agree with me, but they didn't like that. And then I was talking about the 1,000-Year Blood War, but apparently she thinks it's the best fucking arc in Bleach. I don't know how. Anyway, so then she at me in a standard tweet and told her fandom, I guess, to mass report me. Within 20 minutes, my account was down. So, yeah. Now I'm on my 4th Twitter account because the 3rd one got banned, and I'm not actually sure how. I think it was the shoujo girls again, but I didn't actually get into a fight with them. It just kind of got taken down, so... Yeah.
Now, may I inquire a few things?
Sure, go ahead.
I mean, how do you get banned on Twitter? Like, I mean, I am quite the antagonist on Twitter, and I believe I rustle a few jimmies. However, I don't even get a warning.
Right. So this is how it happens, right? When you're arguing people online, right, and you don't happen to be a moderately handsome man, They typically don't like you
Whoa,
online.
you coming on the base here?
I mean,
Oh,
I am
oh.
Pan. I'm just saying, I'm just kidding. He's not even my type. So
Hey,
when
what the?
What about
honestly,
me?
I came. Fuck off. Honestly, I on Twitter and on YouTube, I had this persona of being a dude that didn't really give a shit about anybody else except for his friends. And that's still true today. I really give absolutely no fucks about anybody in the manga community. Um,
That's mean.
except for like you guys, because you guys are real. Like you don't fucking talk behind my back. Anyway,
Well,
well, actually, so a lot of people didn't like me for that, and that translated into Twitter. And then after 3, 4.5 years of being on Twitter as quote unquote Apollo Gray, my I guess you could say reputation spread and somehow even got into like it didn't get into the Bleach community, but it got into the shoujo manga anime girl communities. And that's like they automatically hated me. I don't know if they watched my videos. I highly doubt it, but if they did, whatever, I guess.
that's one spooky story, and the moral is to watch out for Bleach fans.
The moral is Bleach is fucking terrible. Don't read it. Don't give Tite Kubo your money. Burn your manga.
Burn the Witch, you say?
Burn the Witch is a fantastic manga. Have you ever heard of a seasonal manga? Let's talk about that real quick.
Have you actually
So,
read it, Apollo?
Sure. So Burn the Witch is a seasonal manga. So if you don't know what a seasonal manga is, that's where they release certain chapters and then call that season 1. And then they give a break and then they release some more. Now, I was on the Shonen Jump app and I actually saw 5 chapters. I don't know if they're including like the prologue into there.
Yeah, there's the one shot and then the 4 chapters of season 1.
Oh, okay. Well, I was really excited. I didn't check it out because I was reading Kaiju number 8, but I was really excited to see like season 2 come out. I was going to talk to you about that because I'm sure you're like a huge fan of
Oh yeah.
of Burn the Witch. Anyway, if you guys have not read Burn the Witch, it is wonderful. It's one of my favorite manga. Actually, I have no idea. I don't
Is
even
it
know
on?
what it's
Is it
about.
number 1 on your top 20 list now?
It's literally I literally have no idea what it's about except for what Gears told me, and it sounds terrible.
It's just Bleach, but in London.
That sounds awesome.
Except he told me that the 4 chapters that were released is like a concluded plot or something, which makes no sense.
Well, no, I don't think I said it. It's basically just, hey, we're gonna rush a bunch of introductions and rush a conflict and leave it.
Oh, so the 1,000-Year Blood War. Got you.
Well, it's 4 chapters, but
I mean, the 1,000-Year
it
Blood War
was
was
to give credit to Kubo. It was definitely better than the last 2 arcs of Bleach, but
Whoa, hold on now, hold on. We can all agree the 1,000-Year Blood War was great. Okay.
Okay, shut up. But yeah, it's an interesting strategy, and it paid off because Volume 1 sold extremely well for a new series. So good.
Wasn't
for
it
Kubo.
only 1 volume anyway?
Yeah, but I mean, when you like look at Samurai 8 and stuff like that, other veteran mangaka not doing so well, he has another hit. So yeah.
Yeah. Speaking of
I can't
Samurai
wait.
8, actually,
Oh.
Ew.
what do you guys think that Kishimoto's actually ever going to come back and like write and draw, or think he's given up on that?
I mean, he doesn't.
I don't know
have
because
to.
isn't he like is Boruto a collaboration? Like he's just doing the story and somebody's doing the art for him?
Boruto is
he's
still
not
his
really doing the
trademark.
story.
Yeah,
He's basically just like supervising it, I guess.
yeah, but the beautiful thing about Boruto is he doesn't actually have to do a whole hell of a lot, and he still makes royalties off of it.
Oh, it's like with Toriyama and Super. Like,
Yeah.
they're probably just there to be like, hey,
yeah,
can
but
we? It's like,
but
hey,
Toriyama
can we?
does the story for it.
Does he?
He does the
Yeah,
manga,
Toriyama-
not the anime.
I guess.
No, but even then, the manga is still an adaptation, but the manga's still going on. But he does the story while somebody else does the art.
Well, I guess
because
mean
he's insane.
the story. I guess the story for Dragon Ball isn't very hard to come up with anyway.
I go zoom. I kill.
New juiced up alien god who is more powerful than everyone else, and he kills people, and then they wish them back, and they power up.
Could
Yeah.
be
You know.
Kengan Ashura.
Anyway, Shrug, what have you been up to? Have you been reading anything besides like the usual Blue Exorcist crap?
Yeah, I have. I'm telling you. I've been reading through Magi. I've been reading through that just
nice.
because I'm about to complete it all and get own it all. And then I hope by the end of the year I have all of Magi. It's spooky season, but I don't read too much horror manga, mostly just because I don't know any, and so I just kind of work with what I got. And so I've been reading through Soul Eater, which is just aesthetically a really
That's
nice
spooky.
series. It is, and so
That's spooky.
to read through Halloween, I really enjoy it, and so I've been working through that. I started the first volume of Astra, because I got all that.
Wait, what?
Astra.
Lost in Space?
Oh
Epic.
my gosh.
Epic. It's so good.
Yeah,
so
stop it.
I bought it. I bought all 5 volumes.
Oh
I was
my-
all-
I'm sorry.
So
One of us.
and so I mean, I normally I'm gonna be honest here. For the past few years, me and Gear have been like recommending each other manga, and anytime he recommends me one, I usually end up buying it and really liking it. And it's the same. It's the same way with Gear. I was the one who told him to buy Magi, to get more of it, because I was the one that was like, I remember us specifically having a conversation. I was like, yeah, I've been reading a lot through like Magi. I think you need to get more. And then he ended up getting it and really liking it. And then Noragami, and then there was another.
Well,
one,
it
too.
took me quite a long time to read Noragami.
Yeah, it did. But I told him, I said, like, I remember having the conversation with him about that too. And then The Promised Neverland, and I remember doing that too.
Rip.
And he ended up liking it, but then the
Yeah.
ending wasn't too good. But yeah, I've just been reading through just random stuff. I've been trying to see trying to finish a couple series by the time that the year ends. And so I haven't really been reading too much horror manga, but I read Soul Eater just once a year, just for like the Halloween purposes. Also, because I'd probably give Atsushi Okubo like my first child because of Soul Eater, because I'm a big fan of it.
Read Fire Force and change your mind.
I have
He
read
does
Fire
read Fire
Force. I do read Fire Force. It's not as good, but I definitely haven't given up on it yet. Because apparently it has about 10 volumes left, or give or take 10, 11 volumes. And
That's a
then-
lot.
I don't think. I think your information
like-
on that is a little off. But go ahead.
What do you mean? Okubo literally was in an interview the other day and said, yeah, it'll be done by around volume 30. We're at volume 19 with the English releases.
Oh, I thought you meant like releases to come out in Japan.
Yeah.
Anyway, I think it's actually really funny with you saying that, like, whenever you offer, or not offer, but recommend manga to Gear, he typically reads it. I recommended him Noragami and Quintessential Quintuplets, and he did not believe me both times. And he read them several months later and
Wait,
loved them.
I did not. I never disagreed with anyone about Noragami.
You had
No, you
never
never
read
disagreed.
it. That's the point.
No, you never disagreed. I just told you, I was all like, oh, hey, it's really good. And you said, yeah, I own it. I'll just get around to it. And you've owned it forever.
I
No,
remember the tweet Gear sent out, because I still wasn't back in the Discord, and Gear said some dumb shit about We Never Learn being better than Quintessential Quintuplets, and I was just like, oh,
Bro, he was
Oh,
on
the
that
phone.
train for 2 months.
Gear.
I hadn't read Quintuplets at that point. I was. Just
Don't
being
you
a
even
clown,
start with
please.
that to be fair bullshit, alright? Oh, it's so much better. Now look at where we are. Alright, we have a fantastic manga that's ended, and we have this...
Oh god, but we never like. I'm just so curious for We Never Learn, like how they're going to do the ending route with his teacher, because that's the one they have left. So I am.
So you're still You're still invested. What are
Well,
you doing?
I haven't read the ending routes yet. Well, I read the first one thinking it would be the actual ending, but once it ends, I'll go read through them all. I'm just really curious about the teacher one. Like, how is he going to end up with his teacher? It doesn't even make any sense.
And also,
But
I only allow it to pass because he is 18, but it's still really fucking weird.
well, and
Yeah.
also, hold the phone. Sly Warlock, you can't say anything because you hate Kaguya-sama Love is War.
that is true. The greatest.
Okay,
romance
so
of all
first
time.
of all, I did give it another chance via anime,
Yeah.
and I actually like it a lot.
Right?
I think I didn't like the manga because it was so text heavy. Like after I can't even really read Bakuman anymore because it's so text heavy. I can't finish a volume of Bakuman
You're
anymore.
getting old. Your eyesight's failing.
I
get
really
it.
am. You know, my back is starting to get stiff. My eyesight is starting to just fade out. I can't. I do recommend the anime if you're not a fan of like text heavy manga or slow paced manga. The anime is
Slow.
fucking fantastic. I'm about halfway through the anime right now.
Season 1 or 2?
Season 1.
Uh,
I watch probably about a episode every other day or so. Anime is not a big fan of me either. I can't sit through a whole episode sometimes.
epic. As long as you don't watch the dub. The dub is like, oh my god.
I don't watch any dubs. I don't like dubs.
Now that you've seen it, I need to send you a clip of the dub because you know like how the narrator is like super serious and like outspoken and like charismatic and that, right? Like the narrator. The narrator in the dub, he's like a college stoner dude, bro.
What?
He talks like he's like,
Shirogane refuses to tell Shinomiya his birthday because he doesn't want her to see how incompatible their horoscopes are, but you can't exactly explain that to her.
so
That's rough.
yeah.
The only dubs I like are surprisingly Naruto, but that's mostly because of Jiraiya and Gaara's
Yeah, sure.
dubbed voices. I'm a big fan of Liam O'Brien.
I kind of fallen out of like all dubs now. Like they all just sound weird to me.
Yeah, I agree.
'Cause,
But I've
like,
always been a sub kind of guy, though.
yeah,
It's weird.
the thing with the big difference I find is that like the Japanese ones are just a lot more like professional. Like they actually like go to school and shit for voice acting. Where in America it's just like, hey, can you scream really loud? And so
Well, I think that's a little off there. I mean, people do go to college for voice acting.
yeah, but I
It's-
mean, like when you look, like most of like the good English voice actors in anime, they move on to video games and never do anime again.
I mean, that is true.
Like
Look
people
at
like
Liam-
Laura Bailey, who's like
Yeah,
one of the most talented voice actresses around, because of her range. Like she started in anime, and then like ever since she was in like I don't know ever since she's been in like bigger games, she just hasn't come back to anime at all. She came back.
And
She came back for Fruits Basket, but that was because she was already part of the cast. But that's been it, I think.
that's kind of the same with Ashley Johnson too. Like after she was in Last of Us and I think a couple of other games, she's just focused on games. And like she's in a couple of live action shows, but not that many.
Huh? Yeah.
Yeah, I know. Well, I know that Laura Bailey is. I know she voices so many League of Legends, and then.
Oh, she.
Yeah.
She.
What the fuck is it called? It starts with O. It's kind of like League of Legends.
Overwatch.
Yeah, she voices a character in Overwatch, I think.
Oh, she's in everything. I mean, she was in like the Uncharted games. She was in like Last of Us. She was in Avengers. She's like in every AAA game basically, because she has such a range. You can't even like tell it's her most of the time. It's pretty nuts.
She's also, I don't know if you guys watch Critical Role. It's a Dungeons and Dragons.
No, we're not nerds.
Okay, well anyway,
Yeah,
she
man.
Liam O'Brien, who voices Gaara in Naruto, Ashley Johnson, who is an amazing singer and voices quite a few characters in anime and video games, and then Laura Bailey are all casts on Critical Role.
Troy Baker's another one. He was Excalibur and Soul Eater, and now he's like the
Excalibur is
now he's like he went from Excalibur to like probably the most famous video game voice actor ever. So good for him.
Wait, what does he play?
makes sense.
Wait, what's the role that he has in a game?
Oh, geez, he's Joel in The Last of Us. He was Booker in
Joel
Bioshock
is
and-
Excalibur? What?
Yeah.
What the heck? I didn't know that.
Yeah, there you go. But
I guess I just never made the connection.
Oh yeah, it's wild. I mean, like these guys, the reason they're so popular is just because of how much range they have. You can't even tell, but
Yeah, for sure.
But anyway, still English anime voice actors suck.
Whoa.
I mean, except Spike Spiegel, but all I see is Steve Bloom. I love Steve Bloom a ton, but I don't see Steve Bloom talk about anything else other than politics anymore on Twitter, so it's just kind of boring.
Well, he's old, so.
Yeah.
He's a boomer. Anyway, I guess we should get to my spooky stories, the stuff I've been reading. If you guys follow me, you know that I cleaned up my collection. I basically read everything I needed to, and there's some pretty ghastly stuff in there, I have to say. Shit like Opart's Hunter, which
We're not going to talk about that one.
Didn't you say that was a Reader's Digest version of Naruto?
I mean, it basically is. It was kind of like incredible. Like people always give Kishimoto shit for plagiarizing Togashi or whoever, but like Opart's Hunter was actually brutal. I'm like,
Literally.
Someone posted a theory that Seishi Kishimoto murdered his brother and took over Naruto, which is why it got so bad in the later years.
I highly doubt it. I don't think Seishi Kishimoto could write himself out of a kidnapping.
Well, he didn't. That's why Naruto got bad.
Well, I actually bought Opart's Hunter probably like a year and a half, 2 years ago for like $45. I was like, oh man, 19 volumes, $45. I'm getting a steal. I did not get a steal. Let me tell you what, bud. That shit was terrible.
Wait, how many volumes did you get?
All 19 for $45, free shipping. Dude literally wanted to get rid of it. I don't remember how much shipping was. I think it was like $15. But he made $30, and I guarantee you he was happier that day than he ever was in his entire life.
Man, dude, if you buy manga from some dude and not from like Amazon or something, I mean, you are a tool. I'll tell you what.
I like how you're buying 50 volumes from me.
That's beside the point.
Anyway, another one I read was Negima, which was interesting.
Wasn't that the other dick manga you read?
That wasn't it wasn't a dick manga, but I mean,
it was really ecchi, wasn't it?
Yeah, basically, it's about a 10-year-old boy. He's a wizard, and he teaches...
Okay, you can stop. You can stop. You said ecchi and then 10-year-old boy.
Are we talking about the little fairy boy again?
He goes to school, or no, he doesn't go to school. He teaches English at an all-girl middle school, right? So all these girls are like 14 or something, and they're basically like, "Oh my god, he's so cute." And then the point where I stopped was when like one of the girls accidentally drinks a love potion, and she like falls on top of him, this 10-year-old boy, and she's like, "I've never been with a man before."
Oh wow.
We ain't gonna start now.
Yeah, so I'm like, okay. And then people were telling me, they're like, "Oh no, man, Negima actually gets really good."
Wait, that's Negima?
Like volume, yeah. It's like, at volume 30, there's a really good arc. I'm like, yeah, okay.
Yeah.
Oh,
what was the other manga that this dude wrote?
Love Hina.
That makes sense.
Isn't Love Hina seen as like pretty good, or am I like wrong in thinking that?
I'm pretty sure when Taz was still into manga, it was one of his like. I don't think it was in his top 10. But...
I know Miggs likes it.
That's.
Although to be fair, and no hate towards Miggs, but he has only ever read one volume of manga that he didn't like. It's actually incredible. Like, I wish I had his ability to just like everything. But,
I think it's because he lives in Portugal and, buying manga is so expensive there. But he's like, I paid money for this. I like it.
Then how do you explain Joft?
Joft is like 12.
That's true.
Okay, actually, he's like, I think he's 17. But still, he doesn't actually have money. He just uses his allowance.
Base, you haven't said anything in a while. What are your thoughts on Negima?
I would laugh if he lagged out.
I got nothing, honestly. I was gonna say something about Miggs having bad taste, but whatever.
Yeah. Anyway, so I read a whole bunch of other garbage, but I jumped back into One Piece for the first time in over a year.
Oh. What?
Yeah, because
Stop. Before... Why?
Well, the 1000th chapter is coming up, and I wanted to be there for it. I'm like,
Wait, are you gonna catch up and do the fairy tale thing?
I'm not rereading the whole series. Good lord.
Oh man,
okay.
gosh, that'll be a couple years down the road. I trust me. I'll do the same. I'll do that. But like,
man,
that's gonna be a commitment.
I'm already making like the perfect plan to reread One Piece. Like we're going like Thriller Bark, then we're going to Fishman Island, and then Alabasta.
I like this idea.
It's gonna be great.
Yeah. Now, as far as your series review, are you gonna be like reviewing it in chunks, or are you just gonna
I don't
power
even want
through?
to talk about One Piece actually ending because that's so far away. I don't even. But anyway,
It's not actually that far away. It's
I don't know.
Probably 5 years from now.
I don't know.
That's 5 years.
Oda's been going on hiatus after hiatus. It's been absent week after week.
That's because he takes breaks every other week.
He's been out of this whole month. I believe it was like 3 out of the 4 weeks there was no chapters. And COVID. I mean, just saying, he's a smoker.
Is it confirmed that he's actually like ill, or is it because
he did get
magazine?
Sick. He was sick for 2 weeks, like last month, I think.
I just don't think he has what it takes to finish the series. He's like Togashi. He's just weak.
Anyway, so the last time I read One Piece, it was at the end of Wano Act 2. So I was like, all right, I'll pick up right here. And then what they decide to do is, because I'm like, okay, I gotta like get thrown back in, see where all the characters are. But instead they're like, well, instead here is a 20 chapter flashback, which I think is the longest flashback in the series. And it tells the story of Gold Roger and Shanks, all those guys, Odin, who's like the main character of this whole part. And I was very surprised because I actually found it to be probably the best part in the entire New World so far.
Really?
Yes, I thought it was incredibly fun and engaging, and despite how like garbage the paneling is and how like distracting it is, it's like, oh my god, Oda, get like it was really, really good, and I quite enjoyed it. And that's all I've read so far. I'm at 973 now. So all I got left is new stuff. I have no idea what's going on. Have about 20 chapters before I catch up. And yeah, it's been fun,
What chapter are they on right now?
993.
Okay, so we got like 2 or 3 months before we get to 1,000.
We'll see.
Oh my! We'll see. I forgot what was so scary. Gear's top 20 list.
Oh my god.
Oh. This almost slipped my mind.
Yeah.
You're a fraud, Gear.
Am I a fraud?
You're a fraud, dude. I watched that. I was, I had a nice lunch prepared. I was, getting ready, sat down in my chair. I was just ready to enjoy some top 20. I was highly, I was just expecting great things to come out of this video, and I was just horrified at what my eyes were, watching as I slowly devolved into what I consider degenerate behavior and honestly baiting and not being genuine to yourself. You're a fraud. You're a scam. I think you should take a break from YouTube.
Hold on. Isn't that your entire personality based?
Ooh. No, I'm not at all. I am 100%.
I took him a second to respond to that.
I am 100% honest.
So Base, what were your problems with my list?
Well, first off, you had Tokyo Ghoul ahead of My Hero Academia and Kengan Ashura. That was enough for me.
I would like to point out, though, that Tokyo Ghoul does have a higher rating on my anime list than both of those series.
Yeah, I know. And then you go ahead and put Record of Ragnarok above that. For what was your reasoning behind that?
Because it's I think I said, like, the direct quote was, it's a Chad manga for Chads.
But what is Kengan Ashura? That's Chad manga for Chads.
I thought that was a Tanner manga for Tanners.
Tanner's better than a Chad. Tanner steals your girl in high school and drives a Mustang.
Yeah, you see, I don't like
No,
that behavior.
not-
I'm not too big on Tanners. They're kind of dicks, right?
Not
What is
the
a
only-
Chad?
The only Tanners I know
A Chad
are
is
gay,
like
so...
a slightly nicer Tanner.
I don't think so.
I'm pretty sure Tanner's like...
Whatever. A Tanner is better than a Chad. All I'm saying is I just don't really appreciate... And then, like, you put... What is it? Watamote? Like, that was like 18? And, like, My Hero Academia was like...
Yeah.
What? Wait, Watamote was 19. My Hero Academia was like 18, and then Kengan Shura was... I was blown away. I didn't even want to talk to you for a while. Honestly, I was very passive aggressive. I was just appalled. I've never seen something more hideous and atrocious in my whole entire life, and I've seen you do some questionable things. Reading Splatoon. I just don't want to talk about it.
Based hasn't looked like a mirror confirmed.
No, but have you ever seen Apollo's top 15 list from 2016?
I have seen
That
it.
video actually is terrible.
So
I've seen every single one of his videos, and
You
speaking
know what?
of which,
You know what? How about this? If you delete all of those videos right now, tonight, I will make a top 20 on my new channel.
I think we should give a little backstory here. So Apollo's channel is gone. I know a lot of you like to go to it to watch his videos, and you probably found recently that it has been eradicated. He was actually planning to come back. He had a 200 volume manga haul, had a whole bunch of great stuff in it. But
This is not true. Do not believe this slander.
But what actually happened was that he uploaded the wrong video file, and it was a very suggestive video of him and Harold back in the day.
Oh, fuck off.
And so it broke the terms of service, and they deleted his channel. So that's what happened.
It wasn't actually Harold.
but
It was actually Shaman.
Thankfully,
Oh.
right before it happened, Apollo was like, guys, I made a big mistake. They're going to delete my channel in like 30 minutes. So what I did, I went to Apollo's channel and I nabbed all of his greatest hits, right? So let's see. We have of course, the aforementioned top video from 2016. We have a Hiyori X Yato AMV from Noragami. We have...
You didn't even grab the Jiraiya, which was much better.
Yeah. And then we have the gift circle promo, which is classic.
That was actually Tad's video.
Was
I just uploaded
the
it.
2016 one the 50 with like the 50 top 50?
No, that was 2018.
No, you see, and the final video I got was the top 50 greatest mangaka, which is beautiful. I think it was Apollo's first time like editing or something, and
It had to have been.
It was the first time I ever edited ever.
Yeah,
And it was rough.
He ripped the biggest spoiler out of Siren, plastered it on there, and used black text in a mainly black image. Like, good job.
What?
Anyway, the top 15 video I was mentioning, basically, I can't remember what the full list was, but I remember this very specifically. At number 11, he had Fairy Tale, and then at number 10, he had Vagabond, as if to insinuate that those two series are, like, very close in quality. I thought that was, that's my favorite Apollo moment.
Well, didn't he have a Tokyo Ghoul at number 1 too, and then removed it and dropped it like 12 spots the next year?
I think in this one it was like at number 6 or something.
What was it?
A Tokyo Ghoul.
No, Tokyo Ghoul was only ever at number 1 in 2019. Before I finished Tokyo Ghoul Re, that's when it fucking plummeted because I was like
Yeah, sure.
a
sure
third of the way through Tokyo Ghoul Re.
I remember you simping Tokyo Ghoul Re. You were like, guys, this
No, 100%. I simped Tokyo Ghoul Re for the first 13 volumes,
Sure.
and then it was terrible.
I'm pretty sure I've
Wait,
seen you quote the sex
for the
scene
first 13
multiple
volumes?
times.
Yeah,
Isn't there like
there's
isn't there
16
14?
volumes.
in
Oh.
Re. Yeah.
It's 14 volumes of Tokyo Ghoul, 16 volumes of Tokyo Ghoul Re.
But it
But-
gets bad at volume 8, so I don't know what you're talking about.
I don't know what you're fucking talking about, you dumb fuck, bitch.
You're just a Toka simp.
He just
Yeah,
wa-
actually,
he
that's
just
100%
he just
true.
wanted to see her get boinked and then just dropped it right after. That's literally what happened.
Pretty much. That's actually literally what happened.
Okay, I don't want to give too much away.
Chapter
but,
125.
But there is like a point where like Kaneki turns into like this giant slug and covers an entire city. I guess that kind
That
of
is not what happens. That is
Yes,
not what
it
happens.
is. Yeah.
He turns into a giant barnacle, is what it fucking looks like.
Hey,
Anyway,
hey,
and then,
Barn-
I haven't finished it.
I don't want to give too much anything else away, but basically someone's wedding ring like gets lost in him, so they have to like go search through his giant bug belly that covers miles to find a wedding ring. And that's like how the series ends. It's really
That's the dumbest
Yeah,
thing.
Tokyo Ghoul ends terribly. And that's like I do recommend to read it so you can experience it for yourself, but don't expect to love Tokyo Ghoul like the ending of Tokyo Ghoul was like pretty fucking good. Tokyo Ghoul Re's ending is actually terrible, and this is coming from a Tokyo Ghoul stan.
even Chibi Reviews doesn't think it's good. So
This is what I think.
The ending of Tokyo Ghoul Re is actually trash.
This is how I judge the series. You read Tokyo Ghoul 1 to 14, and depending on what you do after, if you change your Discord avatar to Ken Kaneki, you change your Twitter avatar to Ken Kaneki, you just become a ghoul somehow, you should maybe check out Tokyo Ghoul. Maybe make an AMV. I don't know. You just go read Re and enjoy it. But if you don't have any of those feelings, just stop there, and you'll thank me.
epic.
But they won't be able to experience chapter 125.
Who cares about? I mean, are you that
Just
sexually deprived?
Watch Chibi Reviews' reaction. It's so good.
Wait,
It was 48 minutes
Yeah,
long.
wasn't like the 48 minutes one about like that was the
Yes.
This happened like 2 years ago, maybe, but a bunch of us were in a voice call, and we were all just watching Chibi Reviews' reaction to the sex scene in Tokyo
Oh
Ghoul,
gosh,
and
I
it
remember
was
that. That was hilarious.
So good. He was like,
It was fantastic.
like pausing at every panel. He was like, yo, her titty, yo.
He actually, I believe, during this video reread it like 3 or 4 times.
I actually, YouTube has this feature, and I don't know if it was new or I just never noticed it, but it gives you a list of videos that your viewers watch from other channels. And I was taking a look, and most of them are just other manga people in the community. But there was a Chibi Reviews video there. I'm like, oh crap, we got some Chibits in my audience. That's great. Love you guys.
Oh, I thought that was going somewhere.
Oh
Okay.
yeah, I thought that was going somewhere too.
Oh no.
I thought we
Well,
were
you thought-
going
you
full
thought-
circle, and
you thought
like
I
that
would find,
video
like,
was
you
in.
You thought I would find like an ISIS recruitment video or something? Like, oh.
No, I thought you were coming like full circle back to that same video we were just talking about.
Oh no, I wait. That would actually be amazing.
It would be even better if it was on your. I forgot what the title of the video was, but that Attack on Titan video with the Persona shit slapped on top of it.
Gosh, everybody gets so pissed off at so back a couple years ago, I did my manga collection video, and people got really mad at me because I had this like the bottom shelf of stuff was like things that I was like I didn't really read or like I didn't really like it, and so I put it in the bottom, and then I also put stuff that I like haven't read yet, and so I put like Shaman King, Orange. I thought Orange was just like a little like, or I hadn't read Orange at that point, and then I had done like a couple things, but I put Death Note and then Tokyo Ghoul on there, and I said something about how like I was kind of just upset at the ending. How I was like, yeah, I kind of hate how they just hype you up to say that this is the ending, and then it's like the final volume, and then they go, oh no, nope, it's not. It's Tokyo Ghoul Re, and everybody gets really mad at me for saying that I didn't like how they made it into Re.
Shrug, have you ever read Tokyo Ghoul Re?
I have not.
Okay, so do you know like where it picks up? Like,
I mean, I assume that it's like, is it just right after Tokyo Ghoul?
no. So basically, what happens is that you know how Kaneki, spoilers, whatever, he kind of like dies at the end of the original.
Yeah,
Like,
exactly. That's what
right?
I was thinking. I was like,
So,
why are they doing a
he
sequel?
didn't actually die. He just gets amnesia, and then he becomes a ghoul investigator.
Yeah, he becomes like the white hair guy, right? Like
Yeah,
the
he
white.
basically
Yeah.
becomes someone else who is a ghoul investigator. It's very odd. Yeah.
Basically, what happens is like the dude punctured his brain, and somehow his Ghoul regenerative abilities was able to bring his brain back together, but he forgot everything. But in forgetting everything, the Ghoul part of him took over, and now he's fully white-haired, which makes no sense, but whatever. So like now he's human, but he's a Ghoul, and everyone knows he's a Ghoul. It's rough.
Yeah, just let's stop with this
Yeah, I'm
nonsense.
like, everybody was, all like the Tokyo Ghoul stands are sitting here like, what's wrong with you? Why are you hating on it? And I'm like, I heard that Tokyo Ghoul Re wasn't even that good. I said, why are you people upset?
Yep.
Because they're stands. I mean, if you went into like a One Piece server and said, "Hey, yo, like Wano is terrible," some of them might agree with you, but the rest of them wouldn't.
Also, just one question. I haven't. What was I gonna say? How close are we to chapter 1,000? Like, are we at like we're at like 990?
We're pretty
something,
damn
correct?
close.
We have seven to go.
Okay. I haven't read any of Wano. I literally read the beginning of Wano of where Luffy says, "Yep, I knew Ace. He's my brother," and then that was it.
You better get to reading, big boy.
Yeah.
How much is there left?
Like
Oh
200
God,
chapters.
I have no clue how long Wano's gonna be because
I think didn't Wano start at like 800 and something?
No, geez, it started at like 915 or something.
Oh, that's
Nah,
not as big.
that's-
Listen, I'm used to that.
I'm
at
looking
this
at the
point.
chapters here, Apollo. You're wrong. Anyway,
Okay. Anyway,
yeah. So I don't know how long it will end up being. I mean, like I don't know what happens after the flashback I just read. So the way people talk about it seems like it's building up to a climax. But
Ooh, speaking of
knows?
climax, what about Chainsaw Man getting?
oh yeah, that's
ended?
another thing. So we found out today that Chainsaw Man, Chadsaw Man, as we like to call it, is entering the super climax. Those were the words they used, which indicates it's probably going to end soon. Which is, sad, but actually it's just sad. I'll be very sad when it's gone. But at least it is hopefully ending the way Fujimoto intends. It's going to be probably like only 10 or 11 volumes, which is quite short. But
I can't
But-
even tell. Do you people like Chainsaw Man?
oh yes,
I actually love Chainsaw Man.
All
Yeah,
of my
it's Apollo.
homies love Makima.
I've
okay,
I can't
okay,
tell.
Base, calm down now. We don't stand Makima on this podcast.
Yeah, we do.
Like, I don't.
No.
Yeah, we do.
Makima is fucking hot. I would
Okay.
I would let her do things.
Okay, you
Okay.
guys gotta. Apollo, you're not
Anyway.
caught up, are you?
Anyway. So, one thing I think is interesting is he's probably the first Shonen Jump writer to have their first manga not be in Shonen Jump, or wasn't it wasn't in Shonen Jump, was it? It was in like Jump Plus.
It was in a Young Jump, I think.
Yeah, so he's the first Shonen Jump writer that I know of that had their first manga not be in Shonen Jump, have it be a relative critical success, have their next manga be in Shonen Jump, that one also be a critical success, and then be able to end it the way they want to.
Well, I don't think. Well, the editor of Shonen Jump right now he is literally an Omega. He's not even an Alpha. He's not a Chad. He's not a Tanner. He is the Omega. He says he dictates what ends and what he said. Oh, Demon Slayer's selling 100 million. Screw it. End it. What else? Promised Neverland selling pretty good. End it. Chainsaw Man. Whatever. End it.
Yeah.
If you're
Jujutsu Kaisen is next.
If that
no, if I was taking a guess on what series ends next, I would probably bet. Oh,
It's We Never Learn.
well, I'm talking about relevant series gear. Hold on, give me a second.
It's probably like My Hero Academia.
It's
Imagine if that ended like in 2 volumes.
Yeah, they're all like, there's only 20 chapters left, guys.
I think they're doing a time skip for My Hero Academia.
Probably.
I don't think you
I
can.
actually need to start rereading.
I don't think you can legitimately go back to a school setting and act like everything's honky dory after everything that's happened. So,
Yeah, after Mineta took over the world.
Yeah, I just don't
Okay,
think you have to go back to that. So I think they're gonna have a time
I
skip.
mean, I'm not caught up to My Hero Academia.
I'm not
so-
either.
so,
I'm
like,
actually-
I don't
You
know.
guys got to get on it because
I'm actually, I think at this point, I'm a year and a half, maybe even 2 years behind. So what I'm gonna do actually tonight, after I get done making this, writing down my top 10 list and then working on the video, I think I'm gonna start. What the fuck is the majority of the Patriot?
what?
Anyway, I'm on the Shonen Jump app right now. I'm gonna start rereading My Hero Academia tonight because I think I'm at 200, chapter 200 or something. Volume 23 is where I'm at.
I'm not too far behind, but how far behind are the English releases?
We're at volume 25, so that's
And
right
there's
in the middle of the Villains League.
We're 3 volumes behind on the English release.
Okay,
Yeah.
so I'm not too far behind.
I'm a little bit.
I want to say that I got a funny comment the other day, and it was by the way, it was on my top. I think it was my top 20 or whatever, but he was like, by the way, the writer of My Hero Academia, Kohei Horikoshi, is a woman. And I was just like, what?
What? Excuse me?
Where do you...
Hold on, we actually know what Kohei looks like, unless they're trans. And if they're trans, that's fine. But
Well, no, because I assume because I'm everywhere you go, they use he pronouns, and there's videos of him, and you can hear his obviously masculine voice, and he has a massive Adam's
yeah, but
apple.
that isn't.
I'm where do you even get?
But
It was just such a weird comment I got because I'm this is so wrong. But anyway. But before we end off, I would also like to mention some big news that, of course, Negi Haraba, God, is coming back.
Oh
very soon
yes, Jesus
with a
Christ!
manga.
has he confirmed the theme of the manga is going to be
No,
another romance?
No, the only thing we know is that it won't be a romance. So it could be it could be a battle manga. It could be
I hope it's a science fiction manga that he's been hoping to write for
hope
8
not.
years, and during the time he was having to write this long ass manga that he didn't even care about, Naruto.
I would just love it if he came back and he wrote another amazing bestseller, because then it would just prove that he can't do any wrong.
He's the greatest
Haraba
romance
is-
author of our time.
He really
Honestly,
is. I
yeah.
mean, if he wrote a romance novel for old people, it would sell like hotcakes.
People are but what about all these shoujo manga? I'm no.
Yeah, the only romance manga that's I guess you could say considered shoujo, that's as good as this would be My Love Story, but that's because it's a comedy.
Don't know
There
about
is
that.
no good shoujo.
I don't think
manga.
anything is as good as quintuplets.
Yeah,
So it's,
Like,
it's
even-
actually fantastic.
Even though
Yeah,
my
maybe.
favorite romance series is Kaguya, I still think the romance in quintuplets is unmatched, right? It just is.
Well, I mean,
Man,
yeah, but Kaguya is a different kind of romance.
Man, I'm just now that we're talking about quintessential quintuplets, I'm just having to think about what I'm gonna have to read for the sales cap.
I can tell
Oh,
you
yes, you're gonna have to read the
I can tell you
quintuplets.
exactly what you're gonna have to read. Demon Slayer. You're gonna have to read Kingdom, Haikyuu, quintessential quintuplets, My Hero Academia, probably Toilet Bound Haruko, whatever. One Punch Man, Jujutsu Kaisen's probably gonna be on there. What else?
Spy Family.
Actually, I don't think Spy Family's gonna be on there. It may or may not, because the volumes are selling a lot, but
Yeah, there's only a few,
there's only
yeah.
3. They're selling 1 million each, but the problem is I'm pretty sure everything else is over. So if
Imagine
actually I have the thing right here. Hold on.
Oh,
Imagine when those volumes go up by 7 million each whenever it gets an anime.
Kaguya might be there too.
No, okay. So this is the tentative list that you guys will probably have to read.
I thought
In order.
Kaguya was already confirmed.
In order: Kimetsu no Yaiba, Kingdom, Haikyuu,
So?
quintessential
Oh, gosh.
quintuplets, The Promised Neverland. Number 6 is One Piece. 7,
Oh my
Hero
gosh.
Academia. 8 is Spy Family. Number 9 is Jujutsu Kaisen, and then 10 is Toilet Bound Hanako-kun.
Yeah.
the dark horses are Fire Force and Kaguya-sama, and Dr. Stone surprisingly has more than 2 million sales, which blows my mind.
Oh yeah.
Notice
yeah,
how
Base,
Black Clover isn't there?
How you feeling about this? I know you're a Black Clover stan. How you feeling that it just hit 10 million sales after 5 years?
Well, I mean, where's Dr. Stone at? Not at 10 million, that's for sure.
It's also only been
I'm
out
pretty
for like
sure that in
2.5.
its current state, new volumes of Dr. Stone sell better than Black
Honestly,
Clover.
no, here's my opinion. If Dr. Stone wasn't done by Boichi, this would have been canceled because the protagonist was a complete waste of time and it would have been canceled. And you can't even convince me I'm wrong because it's correct.
Haikyuu's not on there. I said Haikyuu was on there.
It is it's Haikyuu's
Yeah,
3.
it's number
The
3.
only
So I
actually
think-
other one is Attack on Titan if it gets another volume by the end of the year.
So the one I think the only one I need to read is Toilet Bound Hanako-kun.
I don't even know what that's
And
about.
I've
honestly.
seen the first episode of the anime, so I kind of know what it's basically this there's like this spirit at the school that you can like make wishes to or something, and this one girl goes to ask the spirit, and he's like a little boy who lives in the toilet of the girl's bathroom, and
Why the fuck did they
and
put
then-
Moaning Myrtle in a manga?
and then she becomes his assistant or something, and then like there's evil demons that come and fight. So it's basically Jujutsu Kaisen except in the toilet, I guess.
Not as good.
I don't know. I have to read more I'm on episode. I've seen all the anime so far, and I like it quite a bit. So I'll be reading the manga.
Literally,
soon.
I have the first 4 volumes of Jujutsu Kaisen, and it's so good. I recommend everyone to read Jujutsu Kaisen. I honestly was not expecting to like it because
I have it on good authority that a lot of people say Phantom Seer is better.
I haven't read that yet. Is that on the app?
Yeah, I'm joking, by the way. There's a guy,
okay.
Phantom Seer. It's the series that replaced the Bone Collection server, which used to be the Zipman server. And there's this one guy on there who could be a cool dude. I don't really know him, but he posts on the Phantom Seer Reddit. I'm not kidding, like 10 times an hour. He's like obsessed with the series, and it only has 10 chapters. So I'm kind of like worried for his health. Like I'm afraid that if the series gets canceled, he's gonna like do a terrorism or something.
Who?
So
Who are you talking about?
Anyway, going back to what I was talking about earlier, so I went back on the app to look at what the hell Moriarty the Patriot is. It's apparently a Sherlock Holmes version of Moriarty, who is Sir Arthur. It's based on Sir Arthur Conan Doyle's Sherlock Holmes, but it's a manga. It's probably gonna be terrible. Don't read it.
Well, no, everyone was hyping it up because the boys are pretty, and it's getting an anime.
I'm sure.
that's what happens when you're in the public domain. You get all this nonsense. You know the BBC show Sherlock has a manga also?
Yeah, I did know that.
It's very...
Also, the Maximum Ride books from way back when has a manga somehow.
Yeah, I've actually read the Maximum Ride manga. I know what that is.
Wow.
Well, not like recently, like in high school, not in high school, middle school. I
Okay.
was like, oh my gosh, they made a Maximum Ride, and then it wasn't good. And I was like, I'll read Bone.
Did you guys know that? Did you guys know that the hit video game Splatoon has a manga?
No, I didn't. Is it good?
The bit.
Oh,
All right, I'm Old Shaman, and this is the
right.
bonk.
all right, everyone. That's the end of the podcast for today. I hope you have a good Halloween. I hope.
Wait. What about the comments? Come on now.
Shit, we forgot the comments again. Listen, okay, we don't have time for comments. Next podcast, after we go over the sales, it's a huge comment blowout. Okay, leave your comments. We'll respond to all of them. Shut up.
I'll answer any question.
Go watch some horror movies. Go watch like what's coming up, The Craft Legacy. That'll be good.
And put on Gear Third Manga's top 20 manga if you want a real terrifying fright.
Yeah, sure. Okay. See you, everyone. Have a nice.
Have a good
nice
day. Happy Halloween.
Bye.
I love you.
Happy Halloween, 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 happy Halloween, Silver Shamrock. Happy Halloween, 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 happy Halloween, Silver Shamrock.